Join Daniel on a transformative journey as he shares insights, stories, and practical strategies to inspire, motivate, and help you unlock your true potential. Having generated more than 30 million views on his content and working with some of the world's most celebrated actors and musicians, Daniel brings a wealth of experience and wisdom to each episode. Daniel will guide you on a path of self-discovery and personal growth and help you chart your own course to personal mastery.
Great Scott! You're listening to the Growth Time Machine with Daniel Curtis. Don't forget to follow. Your future depends on it.
Hello everybody, it's me, Dan Curtis, with this, the next episode of the Growth Time Machine. And this episode is called Yes Man. Back in 2008, comedy legend Jim Carrey, smoking. I can't do Jim Carrey, but what a man, what a legend, what a guy. He starred in a film called Yes Man, and it's a film that I love. This movie changed my perception. A Jim Carrey movie, which I thought I was just going to watch and enjoy for what it was, changed my perception on existence. The power of Yes Man. In this film, Jim Carrey plays Carl. Carl, the protagonist of the movie, who's a no man. He says no to everything. Carl is someone who's stuck in his box, stuck in a rut. He isn't going out there and embracing life. He is saying no to his friends. He is lying to his friends. He has become someone who lives pretty much in the dark of life. Carl is a no man. Carl goes to a seminar led by General Zod. Well, not really. Terence Stamper, who plays General Zod in Superman 1 and 2. I love that film. Kneel before Zod. That's one of the great lines I remember as a kid going, Superman, no, don't kneel before Zod. Don't do it. I loved Superman. I was such a fan. I had my own Superman costume. I used to wear it under all my clothes all the time. I remember once going to a party and I packed a bag and I hid it in the bathroom of my friend's house, and my grandparents checked that I didn't have my Superman costume under my clothes. I took it with me. I got to the party and I changed back into my Superman costume. I loved Superman. I used to get a curl put in my hair. One day, clever idea, I'm going up to the roof of my garage. I get up there. Okay. This is it, my moment to fly. I jump off the garage, squish. I land, win myself, bruised, battered, and worked out. Flying was not for me. I really was not born or destined to be that person who could fly. Complete shame. But I still love Superman to this day. The man in tights is one cool dude. One cool dude. Anyway, in the movie, Carl feels like he is forced to start saying yes. He attends this seminar and he thinks he's been kind of, let's say, almost cursed. Because if he says no, something terrible is going to happen. And by coincidence, some stuff does happen to Carl where he believes it's as a result of saying no. So in the end, he just goes, right, okay, I'm going to start saying yes. He starts saying yes to PersianWifeFinder.com. That was one of the things that came up. Ends up soliciting a bride via that. He ends up learning Korean. He ends up learning guitar. Jim Carrey said, well, he had the hardest thing in his entire movie career that he has ever had to do was learning guitar for that movie. I love a bit of movie trivia. But he had Korean lessons as well. He starts saying yes to overtime. Overtime that leads to a promotion. He starts going and enriching his life, goes on a sport photography course, which ends up with him meeting the love of his life. And she is the leader of this particular course, and she's a bit of a musician as well. And yeah, his life starts to become completely enriched. It does kind of catch up with Carl. It all ends well. But at one point they think he might be a terrorist because of the series of weird things that he'd ended up saying yes to. He became a yes man. Yes man, yes man, yes man. If you've not seen the film, you think I am insane. But it's a great film. It's a great film about taking opportunities. about looking inside yourself and saying to yourself, do you know what? Maybe I've stood in my own way, and I have. You don't want to be a person like me who looks back and goes, look at what I have messed up. The times where I could have taken an opportunity which would have enriched my life, but I was too scared, too lazy, too stubborn, too stupid, whatever. And I look and I have regrets. I have regrets, and a lot of them come down to lack of action, lack of taking opportunities, standing in my own damn way. Well, this film really brought a wonderful kind of clarity to my life. I love to be able to reference something when I've got chains of thought, and I often think of Yes Man, and I think of Carl and how his life changed and enriched. I look back on my life, my career in music, and it all comes down to one moment in time. One moment in time where if I hadn't taken a particular opportunity, I would not be here today. And I definitely would not have achieved the things that I have done. All of the things which have made me eternally grateful to work with some of the greatest people on the planet, the greatest creatives on the planet. And this all came down to an idea that I had to take a piano down Big Pit in Blaenavon, a museum which is still a working mine, to take a piano down and perform a concert underground to all of those who have lost their lives as a result of coal mining. The Glacion mining disaster had just happened in Wales, and everyone was profoundly touched by it. I just thought to myself, to do something on the first anniversary of that, to pay respect to those miners who lost their lives there, and the person who was very seriously injured, but also to pay respects to all of those who had come before, but also the legacy of coal mining. A lot of the hospitals, libraries, museums are there because of miners. Miners paid out of their wages for these incredible places to be built, places which still enrich many a life today. So I said to Laura Coyne at the time, and, shall we do this? And she said to me, it's a crazy idea, but approach them with it and see what happens. So I sent them a message, and they said, do you know what? It's not the craziest idea we've ever been pitched. And I thought to myself, do you know what? Okay, I have no idea what you've been pitched, but I really want to find out what you have been pitched, because if that's not the craziest idea, then I don't know what is. And they said to me, do you know what? Come down, come for a meeting. So they called all of the kind of big wigs, all of the important people down to Big Pit on this particular day. Only issue was, night before, it snowed. And I mean, snowed. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And it did. It did snow. I needed to take 3 buses to get there that day. I had to walk up the iciest, snowiest hill you can possibly imagine. I fell 4 times getting up that hill. Those 3 buses, I left early. I was a bit late, but I got there, and everyone else got there in their car. But I was there. We had the meeting. And thank goodness I went. Thank goodness I made the effort, because I almost didn't. I was about to cancel. I just thought to myself, what a fool I would be if I didn't at least try. I got there. On that day of that concert, the world's media came. And I can't tell you how surreal it was to sing underground and pay our tribute to those miners. And that's what stays with me. Not what came out of it, but genuinely the most profound moment of my life was performing underground and hearing that sound echo down that mine. And being the first people to ever take a piano underground and perform a concert. It's an incredible honour. But I know I would not be here without that. The Bible says, seek and ye shall find. If you seek and ye shall find, the opportunities of life, you will find them. Because they are there. They are there waiting for you. They are there. Why is it when you think of a particular car and you go, that's a car that I want, that colour, that shade, or you see some clothes on someone, you go, that top I want. Suddenly you start seeing it everywhere. The reason is our brains tune out so much because they cannot cope or comprehend with the amount of information that is out there. But once we ask it to tune things in. It does. Seek and ye shall find. If you're looking for opportunities in life, you're going to find them because they are right there and they are waiting for you. And if that's what you want, you will find it. I am not telling you to say yes to everything like Jim Carrey and Yes Man, but I am telling you to say yes more, to look for opportunities, to try and enrich your existence, to try and find things that make you feel whole, that make you feel connected with other people, that switch the sunshine on. Things that enrich your life. Stop standing in your own way. Stop being that person who says no because you are conditioned to it. Because that is what you have always done. Get out of that mindset. Move forward because the world is too big. It's too bright to stay in the darkness. Come forward into the light. Be a yes man or a yes lady. But you do it. You say yes and see what happens. I promise you, some of the best days in my life have been where I've just gone out and said, I'm going to see what opportunities are out there today and enjoy and embrace them. Until next time. Go forth with the promise of possibility, say yes, and I'll see you next time. I'm Dan Curtis, and this was the Growth Time Machine. Take care.